there, and welcome to Planet Coaster. So today I'm joined by Completely Average Gaming, and we're going to go through the progress of the park that we've made so far, Terra Nova. Now, the first episode in this series went out on Completely Average Gaming's channel last week. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend checking out his channel, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. So, welcome Completely Average Gaming, and thank you for joining me in this video review today.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, me too. So this is the second episode, and so far I'll do a quick recap and jump in where we got up to last week. So let's have a look here. This is Completely Average's car park, which I love. I just absolutely love how you've got all the cars lined up, and I think it's really quaint.
Thank you very much.
So that was from last week, and if we snake around here, so once you're out of the car park, you run down into this nice little pathway and round to the main park. Now I think this has some great sight lines as well, so thank you very much for showing how sight lines work properly. So again, this is kind of a recap of last week. So yeah, we've got our main entrance, the ticket halls, and a nice big open entrance.
Which I did not make, by the way.
Well, you had some part in helping me decide what goes where, and you agreed on the train station, which I'm glad for as well. Yeah, so the train went in last week. This week I started off with a kind of like some generic building, so if I move back a bit so you can see it properly. So first off, I thought, what's the first thing that happens as soon as you get into the park? You need the bathroom. So first things first, I've got a little bathroom here. Only a small one. I probably need to look at this and kind of, because like the entrance here goes straight into a wall, whereas it might need to stretch out back this way a little bit, so I'll have a think how to do that. I also put in an ATM machine. Now, I did look at the signs that give like the big money signs, but it was absolutely massive and kind of dominated the scenery, so I thought, nope, that's coming out. Now, if we sneak around, I don't know if you noticed this, what I put in.
I did. I loved it.
I put in a lost and found section right by the entrance, so when the little kiddies get lost, or you know someone's dropped their iPod somewhere, it'll get handed into lost and found, hopefully.
I saw that because I already have the park again, and I'm building my park for next week again. And when I saw lost and found, I'd already started building, and it was too late. Well, nothing's ever too late. But I thought to myself, I should make the stroller parks. You know what I mean? For the kids?
Oh, yeah.
I should make one of those. And yeah, now I gotta figure out where to put it.
That's an awesome idea. Yeah, so I'll just do a little bit of sorry about the camera, but if we have a quick bird's eye view. So this is my sort of amenities section done, and Completely Average Gaming will be working on this. Well, you've already started working on this amenities section, which will be out next week.
Next Friday.
So I probably jumped in actually and started creating things without checking first whether we wanted to split some of them out.
It doesn't matter.
So I'll run around this little bit. So you've got your security camera there, which I always forget to put in the game, so I've made a conscious effort this time to put some cameras in.
I'm gonna let you in a secret. I don't think I've ever placed any security camera. I didn't even know they were in the game.
Or when they first implemented security cards, I didn't know that you could tick the button that stops people wrecking your park. So for a while I said, oh fine, I'll put some security cameras in. But I thought it'd be a nice touch to have some security and deep into the locker rental area. I've got another one down there. So the coffee shop. Now, I have taken influence for this coffee shop from... There was an item added in the workshop and on Reddit last week where somebody called Berlin87 has made a coffee shop, and I fell in love with the architecture that they had for that. And they had, so this piece here, this wall piece, the door entrance, that is a piece from the Ghostbusters DLC. And I thought that is a brilliant idea to use for a coffee shop because it's got the right sort of architecture that you'd have in a coffee shop. So I thought, okay, I think that's a great idea. So obviously, you know, I don't just steal work, so I have mentioned that this is something that somebody else has made the sort of shape for it, but I've put my own style into it as well. So it still is justifiably mine, but I've taken the shape from somebody else. So I used like these like see-through windows, which I thought was pretty awesome. And obviously it does look like a coffee
And you also
house.
did the interior though. That's like a big point.
So yeah, so the interior, I've kind of got a mixture of like the roofing is from the Ghostbusters pack, which is great. They finally added, it looks like office, like, you know, those false ceilings that you have air vents above and that, like the suspended ceiling.
Kind of looks like the ceiling in my office at my workplace.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I will show you the outside. I love this bit, the outside, so you can sit and have a nice. I'll put you there. You have a nice sit down, look at the trees, look at the flowers. Probably where the adults hang out and just say to their kids, you know, you go off. You go off. Me and your dad are just gonna have a coffee.
Finally get a vacation.
Okay, so I'll run around this bit, which is the sort of like a sweets pavilion. And because it's out in the open, I wanted something quite small and dainty. So I've used the what's it called, the bandstand for this bit. So the roofing is made from the bandstand, and I've just built up the sides with some of the sort of painted panels. So we've got Missy Good, sort of donut or baked goods, I think they call it. And around the other side, we have the ice cream shop. So the Cosmic Cow. And I thought that'd be quite nice because it kind of stretches out into the lake. And you have a nice view whilst you're waiting for your ice cream.
Most definitely. It looks great.
So one thing I really liked here, the Cosmic Cow sign is, I think it fits in, like gels really well with the painted wood. And that is completely by accident. I just thought, we'll put some branding on, put the Cosmic Cow ice cream sign up. And it actually works really well with the painted wood. It looks like it's part of the panel.
It looks like it's painted on.
Yeah, if you get it close enough to the panel so it's just sticking out a tiny bit. I mean, if you go right close, you can kind of see that it sticks out just a tiny bit. Oh, the illusion's lost there where you can see the inside. Shh, we won't go in there.
You're supposed to look where you're supposed to look, not where you're not supposed to look.
This final bit out here, so I made kind of like, I guess you'd say there's like a picnic plaza. I was originally going to put extra shops in here. And I started with this the roadway round here linked up, and it had a big bit of roadway round here, going a bit fast there, and the middle bit was all going to be like some sort of elaborate building. And because you're very good at talking about sightlines and how you're meant to lead the guests in from one area to another, and I was like, well, when you walk around this way, you need that sightline open, because around this bit here is where I'm going to start the next part of my park, or my section of the park, which will be the UK themed area. And I thought that just leads in beautifully to it. So you've got a nice open sort of plaza area that goes straight into your themed part of the park. So I was like, yeah, let's just fill it in. We'll put some nice flowers and sort of like, you know, flower bedding decoration and the fountain in the middle. I thought that worked so much better.
It also gives the visitors a little place to like sit down, relax, rest a little.
Yeah, I thought that, and obviously because it's right next to this like very calorific food store, you're gonna have to sit down when you've consumed like 4 donuts from there. I suppose that depends on the price, how many you get. Okay, through the employees only. So I've made this little backstage sort of section which leads in from the entrance and runs over the train line. So it was kind of complex because I'd built the train line first, and I'm like, well, hang on, sight lines are going to be terrible to run straight over a backstage work area. So my solution to that was this sort of lovely little bridge to put in, which it's kind of a shame that the guests don't see this bit, because I think that's quite nice and sort of tactile, industrial sort of area. But when you're on the train, if I run into the train station and get the sight line, because I did test this, and the poor train runs off the uncompleted track, so we won't do that. But if you're sat here and if you drag it along, now see, you're straight into, you don't see any of that horrible work area. and your sight lines are completely blocked until you get around to this section. Probably going to have to move that tree. You're going to get branches in your head, aren't you? And you miss that section entirely.
I think it looks great compared to what it's supposed to be.
Thank you.
Like, you got to keep in mind that it's not supposed to be a place for the guests. So the park probably hasn't poured a lot of cash into it to make it look great. It's just a functional area. Everything else is out the window. I think it looks great for its purpose.
Nope, absolutely. And so I worked in a theme park when I was a teenager for a summer. And
why did you never say anything?
So for these smallish sort of parks, I mean, ours is going to be quite small. Now, when I worked in a small theme park, this is exactly what it looks like. So you come in, you think, oh, I'm going to work in the theme park. It's all going to be sun and roses. And then you go into the employee section, like, oh, it's just a prefab concrete building with, generic lighting and dirty windows. And that is exactly what it looks like. I need to find the ventilation piece in this game. I always lose where it lives. And I can spend like 20 minutes looking in the theming to try and find the aircon unit that you put on the roofs. Can I find it? No. So I'll have to try and dig that out so we have some realistic aircon going on in the top as well.
Yeah, because there's always sunshine in this park.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just cracking the flags day and night. So I think that's basically it for this week. Obviously, next week, this will be running on Completely Average's channel again. And as I say, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out the first episode if you haven't seen that already.
Thank you very much.
And we will get to see how you've tackled your amenities.
Yeah, I'm very scared about the buildings. That's what frightens me. I think I'll manage the sightlines, I hope. If not, that's even more awkward. And then there's the landscape part. I think I'll get that down. But the buildings, gonna be a challenge indeed. I might call in some help from Plastic Swans here.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of a collaboration, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I will end off here and say thank you very much for watching today's video. If you do want to see more, check out Completely Average Gaming's channel, and I will see you in a couple of weeks for this series. So, thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Cheerio!